You are listening to another Third Coast Nerds podcast. The cake is a lie, but we have lots of whiskey.
Welcome, friends. I do so enjoy that moment right as the podcast begins and everyone looks at me with just the awe waiting for what's going to actually be said before the intro music. That's my favorite part. Welcome, friends, to another podcast. I'm Chad.
I'm Neil.
And I'm Kyle.
And it's still the three of us. We are prepared for Comicpalooza. Two of the three of us are wearing badges right now. I am not.
Boo.
Because I will not be dictated.
And by the way, you don't have to be our friends to listen. We don't really care if you like us. Just listen to us, please.
Just listen, yeah. And maybe you're wearing badges and nothing else right now, and this show is going to be...
We have things on besides the badges as well. So it's not that kind of podcast.
No one else knows this.
They do now.
This could be the explicit show. Clean language, but very explicit behind the scenes.
Sometimes clean language.
Oh, awesome convention coming up. The schedule's posted. We've got our likes. We've got our maybes.
It's been a busy week. I think we've spent how many hours combined on Amazon and in card shops and comic book stores trying to get everything we need for this con.
Amazon's been very, very busy. We have more cardboard boxes than we care to admit. That will all be put to recycled or good uses. I don't know yet. I can't be funny right now. Not that I'm funny any other time, but I can't be funny right now. What are y'all looking forward to right now?
Oh man, there's a lot going on.
Yes.
There's a number of good Q&As like there usually is. Nothing just pops out as I have to see that this year.
One of the cool things, like if you're bringing kids, a lot of the... I don't even know what you'd rate them as, but a lot of the other goings on at the convention is a very cool draw for kids. NASA always has a big presence. You've got a lot of community things going on. A lot of folks doing cosplay panels. There's tons of how-tos, how to do everything. If you want to learn how to, there's like a 3D animation how-to. There's a prop making how-to. Tons and tons of store, body painting, special effects.
Body painting.
But we're not going to be skeevy.
The list, I copied all the content of their event schedule, which is at, I think it's comicpalooza.games.com instead of just straight Comicpalooza. But it's like 11 to 15 pages. I copied it all, put it in Excel. There's 840 current events going on between Friday and Monday. So there is something for everyone and no one.
There's 50 possibilities for me. I'm still trying to.
You got 50 maybes? I'm at about 40.
I have 48 maybes and a few yeses.
Okay, all right.
Because we're nerds and we like to quantify our data, we've broken it out into an Excel table, and we have rated the events which we would like to see on the scale.
It's actually worse than that. We had a friend actually take my Excel sheet and put it into Google Drive, add columns for us to say yes, no, or maybe. And then he linked it to add it to our calendars, and it's just beautiful.
There's a one button press that allows us to add it to our Google calendars.
So that is my goal for this podcast: is to filter through what I have, and to have my yes list by the end of the night,
and to have everyone else know where you're going to be.
Where I'm going to be, yes. I think that's the most important thing we could do tonight: is let everyone know where I'm going to be between Friday and Monday.
Well, do you have anything that's already a yes? Because I have 5 of them.
I have 2 yeses so far. Dim Dam Dames on Sunday night, obviously.
Got that one.
And the Ninja Turtles and more with Kevin Eastman.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get some good stuff from Eastman. That I think we all have that same art book, the autobiography.
Yeah, the
Ninja
autobiography.
Turtles. Where he kind of goes into detail about the behind the scenes, how Ninja Turtles came to be, which should be a cool read, but I'm hoping to actually hear it from the horse's mouth himself. So that could be a cool sit. My first definite yes is Saturday, 2:30, a conversation with Walt and Wheezy Simonson. Legends, legendary writers, pretty much every storyline that you're seeing in X-Men has ties to something that they did. From all the different X books, their careers span much further than that, but that's where my nerdery is concentrated on X-Men. So,
well, looking around that time, we have a Ninja Turtles Forever panel at the same time. A Munchkin tournament starting right then, which we've decided not to play in because that would take 6 hours of our day.
Yeah.
There's going to be a bunch of good games in the game room. We're probably not going to talk too much about them because they're there. You can go play them whenever you want.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are great. I mean, if you want to sit down and do a demo, I mean, it's almost like the Excalibur. If you want to learn how to play blackjack, if you want to learn how to play craps.
Yeah, we've talked about it before. The Steve Jackson games, Men in Black, will be there. They've got games running all day, every day.
Good ones too.
Yes, very
Every
good
single
games.
one of them.
I played the majority of them. We talked about a couple of them on the last podcast. They did have one panel that was a Steve Jackson panel that just went over Steve Jackson in general, their games, and kind of an everything all in.
Yeah.
I think they're going to do a presentation in the game room. I may try to make that just to see what's up and coming because, like I've said, I really like their sit down for an hour to an hour and a half and play a game.
I just want to ask them.
Risks.
It just now clicked to me today that they were the ones that came out with the Illuminati card game back in like 95.
Yeah.
So getting their perspective on like what was it like to be part of the CCG explosion that happened in the mid 90s where you were suddenly in a field competing with like 70 different card games that came out at once.
Yeah.
So that could be, and they were one of the top ones. Like that was a game that ran for a long time, and very very well could still be running. There's still guys out there playing like the first Star Wars CCG. It's odd what still carries on now that it's much cheaper.
It's much cheaper, yeah. But I was going from my experience. I played the computer games, the MMOs. I would still go back and play original EQ from start to finish right now before most of the other games that have come out since or what I've seen coming up in the near future.
See, I would like to, but I don't have 18 hours a day to
Exactly.
dedicate to gaming anymore.
But yeah, I mean, I can definitely feel it for that. You know,
Yeah.
I'd go back, and that was in the 90s, early 2000s, and it was so much more fun than grinding and WoW.
They have the server that progresses now.
Yes, I know. I like that. All right, so that panel puts us, you said 2:30 on Saturday.
Yeah, and it kind of steps over because Kobe Smulders, hers is at 2, Peter Mayhew's at 2 for his Q&A. So those are going to step over it, which, I don't know why. We have a lot of things, like a lot of cool events, and we'll definitely see when we get to Sunday. But a lot of cool events are just kind of stepping on each other. It's not like it was spread out. Because like Friday, I didn't see much happen on Friday.
Yeah.
And then all through up until like Saturday 2 p.m. is when things start to hit.
Yeah, for me, most of the stuff on Friday I'm doing is more moving your camera for film. Trying to pick up some trips. Tips. See what you did to me? See what you did? Some tips from some photographers and see what I can do there. There's a Business of Games panel, Collector's Guide 101.
Yeah.
A lot of these things we've discussed and panels we've thought about bringing to some of the cons, and I'd like to see what someone else has to say and how they put it together and see if we could be better than them.
See, my first maybe is at 11:30 on Friday, which means no sleeping in, because it's Harry Potter and the Future of Hogwarts. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan.
my first maybe is Friday at 11:30 for the Bring 'Em Back Alive Going to Mars panel.
Okay.
So, and then I have quite a few at 4 o'clock on Friday. There's the Doctor Who one, which kind of normally those aren't really fun for me because it's either way above my head or I already know it. But there's one Star Trek versus Star Wars. It's on. So I'm hoping for a nerd fight.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's going to have anything to do with, directors, like recent director swaps or...
So if I walk in there and go Renegade and George Lucas is a hack.
Oh,
You should go.
that would definitely gain some attention by at least half of the people in the room.
I know I don't gain any fans by my Star Wars hate, but
Well, it'll be entertaining on a personal level because the couple that's going that we all know, Chris and Jasmine, they are on opposite sides of that war. So I'm going to watch that.
As long as we can start a domestic disturbance.
Exactly.
And actually, 4 o'clock on Friday, the only other thing I had was a modern mythology comics thing. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pencil in a yes for Star Trek versus Star Wars. It's on. I'm gonna make that a yes.
It's a Mad Jurassic World, which,
Yeah.
Because, I mean, why do we have to have a winner? Why does one have to win?
I don't think it. I like both.
No, I'm more
Not necessarily equally, but both.
I mean, obviously, I'm deeper into Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, killer.
I like Deep Space Nine the least.
Really?
Yes.
Even like Enterprise?
I didn't watch that one. So, of the ones I watched, I did catch a few episodes of Enterprise, but I couldn't get into it. It really, the timing on it was bad.
Yeah.
Deep Space Nine was entertaining, but it was just so hard to keep up with stuff. That space station was so busy.
That's why I liked it. There was more going on.
I don't have that much time and effort to put into. I mean, I've done it in every other show.
Even though Janeway was gangster, it was still like we're lost and we don't know where we are, and they're just sort of like stopping at like each planet's just like a 7-Eleven out in the middle of nowhere. Can we get gas here? Do you have dilithium?
But yeah, I'm an original. I'm actually Next Generation #1.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then original #2. And then I just really don't care.
Yeah.
The movies, the current movie run for me would be next. I mean, I love all the old movies, but most of those movies weren't. Well, none of those movies were Deep Space Nine.
I wanted to go back and watch Deep Space Nine from start to end, but
I've got it.
I have a very long list of things to watch already.
That is a lot of watching.
Yeah.
Like once they get into the whole Jim Hadar war, it's a good show, man. I don't understand it. But still, like Voyager greater than Deep Space Nine. Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Howard the Duck greater than Star Wars. What are you going to do? So there's that. I mean, that's going to be a cool thing too, because like Saturday 12:30, Marina Sirtis.
Yeah.
Go check out, because I mean they're going to have George Takei and all that other stuff. So there's going to be.
He's one of my few yeses.
Yeah.
Definitely going to that one. I like that guy. He's hilarious.
It would be. I would love it if Peter Mayhew bombs his panel, and you can have the battle of Oh My versus.
That could be entertaining.
Give the fans what they want.
So I got my yes. My first Friday yes will be Star Trek versus Star Wars.
Yeah.
So my first yes is at 4:00. I can sleep in.
All right, I'm putting yes on that. I'll go with you.
Yeah, I'll check that out as well. And there's, like I said, man, the NASA presence at this convention is outstanding. Saturday, 1:00. I mean, there's going to be astronauts doing panels and Q&As and talks all throughout the whole thing, which is kind of cool. So, yeah, Saturday, 1:00, Stan Love, talking about why Mars is hard.
That's actually a question that I have. There's that Ask Stan Anything panel.
Yeah.
And the name on it is Stan L. And then there's the Stan Lee Q&A. I think the Stan Lee Q&A is for Stan Lee. And the AMA for Stan may be your astronaut.
I'm
going to go check the details of the Stan Lee panel and see if they have his name down as Stan Lee. If the other one's Stan L, we will know.
Like the convention circuit just all of a sudden got too hip. It's
right.
Like, we got Stan L in the house.
Stan L. So I'm
True Believer or True B.
Oh, well, the Stan Lee event does not have anyone registered for it as far as presenters or guests. So I'm leaning very much towards that AMA on Saturday, I believe.
If we just occupy the stage, maybe we can host.
It's actually Monday at 10 a.m. Ask Stan Anything. I think that's going to be your astronaut.
Could be. So
that's something to look at. There's not a whole lot going on Monday on mine, so that might be a good one to start the day with.
I'm doubting that the Stanley thing is Monday.
Yeah. So
because it's Monday first thing, so probably not going to be him.
No, he's not awake yet. Or he's been awake for 7 hours because he's old.
He probably never slept, and he's got ideas for 20 new characters because that happens.
I don't know. I just picture Stan Lee as Hugh Hefner. He just walks around in a robe, and there's just Marvel people around him in costumes all the time. It would be so amazing. Instead of a mansion, you have, any number of big things that I can't think of. You could have Stark. Stark Tower is where he lives, and it's just nothing but hot Marvel women around him, and he's in some sort of bathrobe with his initials on it. That's how I think his life is.
Does it have the Avenger symbol on the back?
Oh yeah,
I just picture the 2 monogram pillows on the bed, True Believer, and then the one in the middle, Excelsior.
All right,
that's awesome.
Back to Friday. What are you looking forward to on Friday?
Just those two.
Those two.
That's it. And I'll go to the 4:00 with you guys, but that's about it. And so it's going to be cruising around. There are some books that I'm looking for. I want to get the Danger Girl hardcover if that's around. If I manage to find the Fatal Attractions hardcover, the X-Men Fatal Attractions hardcover, and it's just really getting all the stuff signed.
Is everything going to be in?
I think the Spider-Man for Peter David is not going to be in by that time. But oh well. I mean, my Jeff Smith hardcover, I'll go hunt that guy down. And if no one's talking to him, then y'all don't know what's up. If you're not talking to Jeff Smith. I know I'm like the only one that nerds out on 90s comics, but still, you got to know. You got to know, son.
Well, Friday evening, there's a game called Sheriff of Nottingham.
Is that any fun?
I don't know. I've heard some things about it, but nothing necessarily good or bad. So it seems like no one really knows yet. But, but it seems interesting, so I think I'm going to check that out. I may participate. I may just watch.
Yeah.
Watch.
Yeah. Yeah. May just watch for a little bit.
Yeah.
May play.
Because, I mean, Saturday, it's Rockets time. It's a UFC card. We'll probably get out of there early.
Yeah, see, Saturday, the last thing I have on my list was the possibility of Dim Dam Dames, but since we're moving that to Sunday, my last one would be possibly a Game of Thrones discussion at 5:30.
Yeah.
On Saturday?
And just a plug for Dim Dam Dames, like if you know nothing of burlesque, if you know nothing of old school vaudeville stuff, they're in the know. It's entertaining. It's smart. They're doing great work. So it's a good show. Even great comedy. They're whoever's writing that stuff for them is fantastic. But great show, worth checking out.
I have an 8:30 on Saturday. I wanted to check out. It's playing Tekken with Nina, the voice of Nina. That was like I played Tekken 3 on the PlayStation from start to finish every day after school. Back on my PlayStation because I could beat it with Eddie Gordo in like 28 minutes. But
Eddie Gordo was the funnest.
Yeah. I wonder if it'll come up with the whole Mortal Kombat X, the spamming situation. So there's a situation now where I can't remember what the character is, but pretty much in online play, all they're doing with this character is doing basically the Hadouken from across the screen. And if they get within a certain distance, they Hadouken the ground and go right back to Hadoukening from a distance. So that's become a big issue that a lot of people are asking, whoever runs the updates or whatever to address to keep that from happening.
I might have to go play online to see. I want to see someone do it too. I was like, I'm very
because people are winning tournaments and doing just those two moves.
See, they have, I think, 2 different tournaments at Comicpalooza this weekend. So I'm wondering if that's something we're going to see over and over again, and then if it's going to spawn, another fight.
Fisticuffs?
Yeah.
Like a real-life fisticuffs over?
And I'm just waiting for a con fight. I don't know why. I feel it's the year. It's the year of the con fight.
And you yell from a distance, con fight!
What's the number 1 rule?
Or do the Star Trek, con fight.
Very nice.
Oh, that was horrible.
Very nice.
But yeah, the Saturday roller derby is going on all weekend. That's awesome to check out.
I've heard that it can be like fun, but it's pretty much just them going in circles, right?
Yeah, I mean, you posed a question to someone who knows nothing of roller derby outside of what I've seen on YouTube.
Okay, I thought you'd been before because you're like,
no, my friend's sister does it, and all I know is that she gets banged up. But from all the injuries I've seen her get, I know that she's like breaking other people's bones.
See, I've only seen it on that one episode of CSI, so
yeah,
that's all I know about it.
like you ask her like, oh, that bruise looks gruesome. And like, yeah, the other chick's not going to walk for like 18 weeks.
This could be interesting. I might have to check that out once.
So yeah, they throw down. It's I don't know the point of it. I don't really know what the.
I know they're supposed to have like a sticker or something like that on their helmet, and you're supposed to try to pass that person. That's how you get a score.
Yeah.
But you can pass the sticker around.
I got to go back and watch the Drew Barrymore and Juno chick movie. I can't remember the name of it right now. It was a good movie.
There's roller derby in it though.
Yeah, the whole thing was about roller derby.
I haven't seen that one.
I
don't think I could watch a movie about roller derby.
It was good. It was really good.
Man, looking at the schedule for Saturday, your conversation with Walton Weezy starts at 2:30.
Yeah, and Linda Blair is at 3:30,
which would kill Gary Sommers, Colby Smulders, Peter Mayhew, networking in the gaming industry, Ninja Turtles Forever. None of those would be able to be gone too.
Yeah, I know, but that's the only thing I see happening with the Simonson duo. So I'm more inclined to go there.
Yeah. I have Supernatural 101. I want to peek in there and see if they know more than I do, which is doubtful. Because as soon as this is over, I'm getting in my car, I'm driving home, and I'm watching the season finale. Because it aired a couple of hours ago, and I have to watch that before I go to bed.
See, I want to go to that just so you can sit in the front row like we did for the Stargate panel. And someone asks a question, they're going to be like, and then you just raise your hand and answer like, ask that person.
That, for those of you that don't know yet, that's one of my, that took the place of Stargate when Stargate left the air. I will be going to the Supernatural Con in Dallas. Wasted most of my money this year on gold level access. And, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's my favorite show on TV right now.
Your firstborn, too, for that one, right?
Oh, yeah. I don't care about him or her.
So, just the fictional kid you haven't had yet.
Yeah. No skin off my back.
Yeah. So you're already racking up the debt.
Yeah, just to go meet actors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what we're all about to go do this weekend.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in the actors. That's kind of like the lowest end on my spectrum for this convention.
Chloe Bennett is, yeah, she is drop dead gorgeous.
Again, the silence is so skeevy.
But unfortunately, she goes on Sunday at 3:30, which is 30 minutes before your boned panel.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff stacked up at that, like around that hour.
I really wish they would have taken advantage of Friday and Saturday and split some of the stuff up.
Yeah.
Looking at it now, I didn't take time into consideration when I just flagged what I was interested in for my first run. And the decision making is going to be harder than I thought, simply because there's 5 things within a 2-hour window or a 1-hour window I want to do. So
yeah, I mean, it starting 12:30 Sunday, Stanley, 1 o'clock Peter David, and I mean that's the only thing Peter David's doing. Man, I love Stan Lee. I saw him last year though, so
I saw him twice last year.
Yeah, I'll go see. Yeah, because he crashed the Shield panel. So
that and also Dallas Comic Con too.
Okay,
so I saw him 3 times last year.
Yeah. The Shield panel pretty much became the Stan Lee panel.
Yeah, it did.
and Lou Ferrigno was there.
all of them were although they're very similar. All 3 of the panels we saw him in. He has different jokes in all of them, but there's always the same 3 jokes. So
yeah,
I think that if there's something else to do, since I've seen him 3 times, I'll probably choose something.
I am actually about to go and put a yes next to the Peter David retrospective.
Yeah, because I mean, it's weird to see that they're kind of in these small panel rooms because these are legends. I mean, not discounting Stan Lee at all. I mean that's obviously the root of so much that we love, but you know, some of the most iconic storylines were crafted by these guys, and they're just sort of, it's like they're put parallel with all these other things, and that's unfortunate. The Gotham Q&A, I haven't watched the show.
A single episode.
I've seen 2 of them.
I'm going to kick myself if I don't. I did this last year. I chose to pick some other actors besides their headliner, which was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the last year, since I saw most of them at the con, I've watched every episode of S.H.I.E.L.D. I really enjoy it. And I kind of wish I would have, got some autographs and spent some time with those actors. And I'm hoping that doesn't happen with Gotham because I haven't seen it yet. And I don't think I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to get any interviews from any of the cast, or autographs, picture photo ops or anything. And their panel is really at a time where I'm probably going to end up seeing something else.
The episodes that I have seen are definitely good. I like it. I'm definitely going to watch the series. I think I did like 3/4 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I would only watch like part of the season. I'm glad I ended up doing that. But I think I would like to. But it's so many and so much. I don't think I'm going to have the time because it's not highest on my priority, but it's if it's available and I don't have anything else, I'm definitely going.
I'm more in the no column because I don't want another panel convincing me to watch a show. Because that happened with Barrowman last year and Arrow. Because I wasn't on that bus at all until I saw his panel. I'm like, that dude's kind of cool. I'm going to check out the show.
He has a show where he's the main guy called Torchwood, a spinoff from Doctor Who as well.
Yeah, but I'm just not I need to go to something Doctor Who to see if it's something I've never been able to get into because British stuff doesn't really appeal to me outside of Monty Python. But I'm a dopey, silly comedy dude, so I love that the most.
I watch a lot of British shows, so
yeah, that dry humor is hard for me though. It's a hard sit for me though.
I know, like a lot of the shows that we have that are copies of theirs, I usually go watch theirs, and then I'll watch ours and be like, I'll go back to the other one.
I like our Shameless so much better.
Yes, that I will agree, because the other one, even I can't understand. I watch a lot of BBC shows, and they'll start talking, and I'm just like, I'm going to have to watch the U.S. version of this episode to know what the hell just happened there.
Okay, so now I'm looking at Sunday.
Yeah,
Sunday
I'm there too.
is on the same thing. You have Peter David, which I'm saying yes to.
Yeah,
that's the one thing I have that time. Peter David retrospective at 1:00 is a yes for me.
Before that, at 11, there's a Lost Girl Q&A, and I've heard that's really good. Have either one of y'all started that?
No,
I have seen the first 2 to 3 seasons, and then I needed Magic the Gathering time, so I stopped watching it. It was good. I've seen parts of a lot of the episodes around the house. It's a good watch. You can usually get them early because they're released in Canada first. Okay. So you can get them before they run on Sci-Fi here. It's a fun show. Really hot succubus. I mean, premise is great. And there's a lot of background stuff. I know me and you kind of follow the same thing. One of the reasons we like Stargate so much was because of the archaeology background and stuff like that. And this really takes you into the world of the Fae. And there's an underlying storyline throughout the whole thing, so it has that multiple levels that a lot of shows that we like have. It's just one of those I haven't had the time to go back and finish it off.
Well, because I've been looking into that as to put it on my giant list of things to watch.
Definitely put it on the list of things to watch.
Okay,
it's definitely that good.
I got since you've watched a few seasons, you may want to actually borrow it and read it. I got a Loot Crate edition of the comic for that.
Oh, interesting.
So it's supposed to be an original story, and that's the first time I really looked at it. I was like, hey, that could be a cool show. That's a nice, really nice cover art. Put it that way.
So yeah, that right there, I looked at that originally. They had the same one last year, I thought, the same panel, because they had one of the girls from Lost Girl at Comicpalooza last year.
See, I thought it was about someone that was lost.
But yeah, right around that same time is what do we got? We got teenage George Takei.
Yeah, Peter David at 1, George Takei at 3:30,
Eastman at 3:30, Chloe Bennett at 3:30. That's going to be the block right there. That's going to be hard.
I'm sorry, George Takei. Kevin Eastman, I got to go.
Well, there's 2 of the Kevin Eastman ones. There's one. I had both of them marked.
Yeah, he does have 2. He has one.
So I'm going to go to the one
at 2:30.
I'm going to the one before, or the one after, I guess, and then go to the George Takei thing. Have you followed his Facebook?
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Yeah, I follow him on Twitter. I mean, it's
you end up missing out on Summer Glau if you want to do Eastman on Sunday or Monday. I'm sorry. Now he's in.
I have seen her a couple of
Eastman's
times.
in Ballroom, so that's going to be a pretty good sized room.
Yeah.
So they're expecting a good sized crowd for that. I saw Summer last year.
Well, there's a 30-minute difference. I may go to the first part of Summer and then kick it over to Eastman because one starts at 2 and then the other one 2:30.
Yeah, Summer's in the General Assembly though.
Oh my gosh, that's rough scheduling. That is so stupid. Well, that is so stupid.
And this is
It only took how many minutes are we in before?
But it's like, yeah, I know. But it's like, hey, by the way, fans, there's no way you could possibly like both of these things, or all three of these things, or all four of these things. So what we're going to do is we're going to have George Takei 3:30, Kevin Eastman 3:30, Jeff Smith at 4.
Well, and
Why?
we've talked about this after every con. We have this discussion. The first part of a Q&A is usually the best part because they're talking about their new stuff and all that. And then the last 30 minutes, they're asking people.
They're getting to the Q&A where
and it's really stuff I don't care about. So we go to the first part of Summer Glau.
What made you want? What made you want to make Michelangelo's mask orange?
And I'll just go ahead and say it now. We don't want to hear what your 3-year-old wants to ask someone. No one really wants to hear that. You're wasting their time and you're wasting our time. If you're going to go ask a question, have your question ready, ask it like a normal adult, and get out of the way when it's the next person's turn. Please. And then silence.
Rant off.
That was the mic drop.
Yeah. But anyway.
That was rough, man.
We just lost
so
all of our
annoying.
3-year-old viewers. All 3-year-old viewers.
If you're 3, you can't be a fan.
No.
If you're under 15, you can't be a fan.
Actually, teenagers have some pretty good questions sometimes.
If you smell what the meal is cooking.
But yeah, wow, that's difficult for me.
Yeah, I mean, all of that Sunday afternoon is rough to figure out. I mean, Jeff.
So what are you going to do between Eastman and Boned?
Jeff Smith's going to win.
So you're going to have to do Eastman on Monday.
I guess I'll have to do Eastman on
Because you're
Monday.
going to do it.
Yeah. Which makes me sad because I'm pretty sure Sunday's going to be, but I don't know. It depends on how the Q&A goes. But almost always at conventions, it's the direct opposite of comedy.
Ooh.
Like the early show is always good at a convention. The late show is always better for comedy.
Yeah. You had your hand raised, Carl? You have a question?
I was excited for a second, but then I misread it because the way my monitor was at.
Oh, way to go. So we don't need to go to that then. What are we going to do between 5 and 8:30 on Sunday?
Games?
Yeah.
Okay, games.
Play some Magic?
Or, get away for just a little bit. Could
maybe
Uber
some dinner?
Yeah, could Uber it to dinner, have a real dinner and not whatever's in the backpack.
I really didn't plan on getting a bunch of the big name autographs. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get George Takei's autograph.
Yeah.
That's a definite.
I'm going to skip his Q&A. And I'm probably going to hit the Chloe Bennett one. You are going to hit Boned at 4, which I won't be able to make.
What do you have at 4? I don't have anything at 4.
Chloe Bennett starts at 3:30.
I know the name. I cannot picture a face.
Sky from S.H.I.E.L.D.
I'm going to that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But that would put me also at Eastman on Monday, right after Summer Glau, which fits because I saw her last year. She's very entertaining. Very, very good interview, actually. She's quite shy. But if you actually ask her a couple questions and get her talking, she talks for a while. It's kind of fun. When we went and saw her at Dallas, there was a group of 3 or 4 of us that just kind of like we did with your man last year, your comic book guy. We had our sunglasses on and just all came up to his table at once.
Oh, yeah.
We kind of pulled that.
You
with Summer.
freaking plebeians that don't know anything about comic books.
Yeah.
Gosh, man.
That guy. But yeah, we did that to Summer.
Greg Capullo.
Capullo.
Yeah.
You know how many comic book names and stuff I've read this last week? His name was not in that list. I can't be required to remember that right now.
It's kind of shocking because he took over a lot of X-Men stuff.
He did actually, yeah.
Yeah, and then
I follow him on the Twitter.
He only ran on Spawn for like a decade.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, just a decade then.
Like he was like the defining artist until he was like, I feel like I want a new challenge. I'm going to go draw Batman.
Yeah. Well, good for you. Batman.
Yeah.
No one cares.
Like, he only defined like everything in that universe. So
it's not my universe.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
You need a Xanax?
I don't know what to tell you, man. Y'all need Jesus. I don't know what's wrong with you.
And which comic does he show up in, Chad?
I think there was some series in Chaos that had him. Actually,
pre or post
Savage
Resurrection.
Dragon. Savage Dragon. Savage Dragon. God makes an appearance.
Oh, that was fun.
Actually, quite famous. Made a lot of people mad.
All right, so back to Sunday. I'm going to hit Chloe Bennett.
Yeah, I'm going to find that one.
I have to. And I'll hit Ninja Turtles with Eastman on Monday.
Yeah.
Which kind of kicks me out of my Ask a Comicpalooza Photographer Q&A, which I was hoping to actually get some tips. See, I got it right that time.
If you can find who's hosting, maybe you can just, get with that person around. I'm surprised that's only happening once.
At the very, very end.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you should teach that to people as they come in the door so they have, like, they take the right pictures.
Like the Friday where not a whole lot's happening, put the...
You know what? It may be on there, actually.
Yeah, I saw it a couple of times.
So I have to double check that. Yeah. No, it doesn't list any names, but they have a website, microsearch.com, so I may look that up and check it out.
But it's a good con for everything but the celebrity stuff. I mean, it's a more legit...
Well, and you can't really
the celebrity
say that.
stuff is great. Linda Blair, that's a legend, so it's worth it to go check her out.
And Rosario Dawson.
Another gal.
Her. She is yummy. I really want to see if I can find something from Sin City to get her to sign.
I love how it all comes down to their looks and nothing about what they've produced. Like none of the talent, nothing. Like,
well, I mean, I had to watch what they were in. Like,
yeah.
She's been in Clerks, which is very entertaining, or Clerks 2, or she worked at the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And then both Sin Cities, which awesome. She's been in a number of other movies. I've always liked her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the way that ends.
And there we go.
No, I'm looking. I don't see a Q&A for Jason Isaacs.
Huh. That, and there's not one for Chloe Bennett either.
I thought you said there was going to be a panel.
Well, she has a Q&A, but that's just her by herself, and it's in a very small panel room.
Okay.
That's why I think I'm actually going to do that, because it's in a panel room, so there's not going to be a massive crowd.
See, I can't find that one.
And it is at Sunday at 3:30.
It wouldn't be creepy at all if you're the only one that shows up.
Well, that'd be awesome. This may be my last Comicpalooza.
Maybe I already.
Tune in next year when Neil has a new haircut and a very obvious tan.
And that Everything Steve Jackson I was talking about comes on at 4 while you'll be with Jeff Smith. So scratch that for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Monday there's Summer Glau and Kevin Eastman. That's it. That's all I'll be. They're at the same time. So, yeah. The only thing I'll be doing on Monday is Eastman at 2:30.
There it is. Jason Isaacs right
yeah.
there.
There's a few other podcasts recording that I'd like to step in and kind of see what's going on.
I want to...
what they do.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious about checking out some of the film screenings, too.
Yeah.
See what's going down in local independent film.
Oh, I'm not happy now.
Okay.
So we've been talking about Garcia's little spreadsheet and how he wanted to see everyone's on all the... Go to his tab. His tab has all of our yes and no's on everything.
Oh, okay.
What we wanted, he has. Isn't that how it always works?
Well, he's like, you guys do the hard work. You guys do the shuffling through all 800 plus events.
Y'all aren't talking in front of a microphone about it. I'm going to have to get with our developer.
And I think he might... I haven't heard any feedback. I think he's actually the only one that listens to this show from start to finish. So
I see a lot of things on here that he put yes that we don't have.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of stuff with Jasmine.
Yeah.
And he likes more stuff than we do. He's a little less picky.
Yeah, which is that's why he's my buddy, and both he and Mike Foster are like the only ones that can get that hyped about 90s comics. So thank you guys.
So 12:30 on Saturday there is a Jason Isaacs Q&A. So I know everyone's going to be asking Harry Potter questions. I'm going to go with the Patriot question. I'm just going to go in, and that's what I want autographed. I'm going to walk up my Blu-ray of the Patriot and be like, "Can you sign that?" He's going to be like, "Seriously?" I'll be like, "Yeah, you were great in that."
My plans for the Roddy Piper Hell Comes to Frogtown kind of got sidelined by the fact that I spent so much money on everything else. I was like, I can't pay $35 for an autograph, man. Like, I'm kind of sad about that, but
yeah, I've got we each kind of got a few of the same things to get signed. I think all of us have the A Bone. I'm at Volume 1. I think I have the paperback. You went hardcover. You went big on it.
Because it's a fantastic story.
Yeah. Let me see what mine actually was. I don't remember what I ordered. I ordered so much stuff.
It's just a hundo. It's just a hundo for the collected hardcover.
No, mine's paperback. Definitely paperback.
Yeah, I didn't get it at all.
Weak with the paperback.
I can frame it, maybe.
Weak.
I did
so weak.
I did everything hardback when I
because you could do volume 1.
Hardback.
You could do actually. If I could dig through my box at home, I could have probably just given you the hardcover volume 1 because I think I might have it laying around. Weak paperback. And
then for Walter, I got Thor volume 1 graphic novel.
Yep.
See, it wasn't a hardcover, was it?
Let me see.
I think there's only one hardcover, and it wasn't Amazon Prime, so I couldn't get it by.
No,
Friday.
his was paperback as well.
Yeah,
but I really like. Thor's my favorite comic book character.
I searched for 2.5 hours this morning trying to find something Thor because I have Thor stuff. It's just none of it I want to get signed.
And Peter David, I got a few things. Amazing Spider-Man Volume 1, number 263.
So you got a single issue. You got a single issue.
Yeah, I got a single issue for that, and I got Captain Marvel 0.
Okay.
To get him to sign because I thought that'd be kind of cool. A start out, I can frame that guy.
I've got more than enough books in my box, but I've got a thing about Sharpie on an original comic book cover. Something doesn't sit well.
That's what I did not order was markers. Ooh,
Hobby Lobby. You can hit Hobby
Lobby or something. Yeah.
Or Walmart.
But yeah, I got this weird thing about something seems so wrong about a signature scrawled on an original comic book cover. I don't know why.
I can see that. I can definitely see that, but
like something is disrupted. Something is But yeah, I've got the Death of Gene DeWolf hardcover for Peter David, the autobiography for Kevin Eastman for Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah, definitely got that. Yeah. Did you get the Avengers First to Last direct market?
No, I didn't because it's not a storyline I'm a fan of.
Yeah,
so I chose no.
RoboCop versus Terminator.
Very
Walter.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to scope it out because unfortunately, for Walt, it's I can't get anything that's just him. So for like all of the X-Men, or I can't get anything that like I'm interested in where it's just him. So there's a lot of collected X-Men storylines where it was like all those big crossover events that both he and Louise were or Wheezy. That were kind of key, key writers for, and even Walt doing the art on. But I can't find a hardcover anything in the X universe that's just him.
See, and I couldn't find anything X-Men at all either. So I went with Star Slammers.
Yeah,
okay. He wrote it. He did the illustrations for it. Apparently, he used that to get his degree, like it was part of his thesis or something. So I haven't read it yet. But I read a few things about it today and was like, this seems very interesting. And then I talked to Ed, and he's like, I've read that 10 times.
You're like, oh, that exists? Hey, Comic Book DB has been very interesting because it's kind of revisiting so many things. Like, I didn't actually realize. So it's a book I've talked about before, The Art of Independence, or the Battle of Independence.
Now I'm confused.
Yeah, I got Art of War. Gosh, man, my brain really it crossed the streams, and there's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man to ruin whatever I was going to say.
Should try turning it off and on again.
Yeah, I should. Just punch me in this side of my head. But there, I am done. Wow, I completely lost what I was going to say.
Okay, well, what'd you get for Rubenstein?
I didn't.
I actually got a single copy of the Mighty Thor 324. It was cover art that I liked. He was very involved in it, and it'll be framed. I figured that'd be a decent one to go with. Eastman, obviously the autobiography. I'm glad you picked that up. It looked really cool. I got it in today and checked it out a little bit at the house before I came over. Yeah, a lot of the stories in it. There's more than just art. There's quite a bit more to it. It's going to be a good read.
Hey, that framed Thor, can I have it when you die?
And then for Eastman, I picked up 2 heavy metals. I got a January 1997 solo one. I really liked the cover on it. It was one of the ones that he did something in. His name was on the thing like 4 times, so I don't know what he does on everything. That was really hard with him because he's involved in so much at so many levels. Like trying to get something that I knew like 100%. He did multiple things to this. Yeah. And he's just... I found one.
That's kind of like the reason why you can't really find something in the mid-'90s involving X-Men, because after the Image departure, Marvel went kind of nuts. Yeah. They're like, can you write? Do this issue. Can you write? Do this issue. It's sad too because like some of the best storylines came from that chaos. But anyway.
But yeah, I got a single episode for that, so that'll be another framed item. There's nothing better than having a heavy metal on your wall. You know, you got some boobies in it. It's kind of nice.
Again, you return to the skeevy.
I know, it's awesome.
Man.
And then I think Kyle got the same book as I did, the 25 years of covers for
Classic
heavy metal.
covers, yeah.
That one actually, I looked at it. It came in today as well. It was pretty cool. And then Bob McLeod. I found an Amazing Spider-Man Volume 1, number 263 for him. So it's the Spectacular Spider Kid episode. So...
Yeah, you went as far out as I did last year for the Amazing Houston Con. This year I was just like, I'm going to pick 4, maybe 5.
Well, you know, the comic scene's new to me. I'm very, very into the cinematic universes. I've seen all the movies, watch all the movies a lot, the TV shows. It's just time to go a little deeper. So while they're going to be here, I might as well take advantage and meet the guys. And that usually helps, like you said last year with Arrow. That kind of meeting them got you into it. And that's what I'm hoping some of these guys do. Of course, their stuff's as old as I am.
Yeah,
so
where it was
finding
like,
it's going to be hard.
Oh, hey. Oh, hey, look, Mike Mignola. And you're like, who's that? Like, the dude what created Hellboy.
Oh, I like that show. I've seen it like 90 times. Yeah. So we're dragging you out of paper and onto the big screen. And you're doing the opposite to us. So
you made me buy the Hellboy collection last year to get signed.
Yeah. I got a hardcover.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because he didn't know the book existed. He was like, where'd this come from?
That's always great.
Where are my royalties for this?
Yeah, like, get your paper, boo. Get your paper.
And one of the cool things about that Amazing Spider-Man was it had Peter David and Bob McLeod as... like you mentioned when I mentioned in the chat room, I really hope they don't hate each other. Because the second person that signs that might not give it back to me.
Yeah. I might go hunting around to find that Art of Greg Horn hardcover.
Oh, yeah.
Because when he came onto the scene, it was kind of when all of the fantasy painters were kind of rocking it. You had Boris and Julie that did the Marvel masterpieces. They were already very well established in the world of fantasy art at that point. But when it started to bleed over into comics, you had Alex Ross that did Marvels, that did Kingdom Come, and all of a sudden you had guys doing like paintings, full-blown paintings for a panel-by-panel comic. And Greg Horn had some of the most amazing covers.
Nice.
That his Elektra cover is probably one of the most famous images of Elektra. In pretty much the history of that character.
That's awesome.
So that's something, he's got 2 editions out of that book. Very, very much worth picking up.
Very nice. There's a lot of vendors. If you haven't yet, you can download the vendor list. It's all available now. That's why this week has been the way it's been, because we got information and we've used that information as much as possible. There's floor-by-floor maps. They've done a really good job. They also have the app, so you can go and add to your schedule what you're going to do. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it's very likely you'll see paperbacks and hardcovers from local comic book stores that were pilfered just for vendors to sell at the convention, because everything that we went hunting for was completely sold out.
Yeah, when I called a few shops in the area, I told them what I was looking for, and they're like, yeah, they came by for Comicpalooza yesterday.
Yeah. Every shop was like, we had that up until about 4 hours ago.
Yeah, so Amazon, thank you.
Yeah. Get that Prime.
And I always try to hit the local shops first, but Amazon's always there, just in case.
Yeah.
It's a love-hate relationship with me and Amazon.
But it's so many things like Comic Book DB, like you didn't know that's the cool part about it, because it tells you like, oh yeah, by the way, yeah, this book existed, but here's the hardcover that collects these.
Yeah. And that there was like a web of things. I didn't get but one thing Spider-Man, but it felt like I was stuck in that web for a very long time. Because you would find one person and you go look and he's got 1,500 episodes. You're like, okay, so you start going through there. You got to find something with Prime, so you're going to get it in 2 days.
Yeah.
And from there you find it never stopped. I learned more about 9 different multiverses this week.
Yeah.
Than I ever thought I could learn in a week.
Yeah, that Spider-Man 2099 that I didn't know was still going on.
Yes.
Because I thought the 2099 series of books had ended. And found out that, I found that as well. It was revived for some titles.
And there's a Convergence DC comic coming out on June 1st that I think Peter David's involved in. I tried to order it, but it told me no because it's not out yet.
Yeah.
And I may be wrong on Peter David. I just remember looking up a lot more stuff for him than anyone else.
There was a new book out. Man, I'm drawing a blank now. But maybe it was a recent storyline with either X-Force or X-Factor. I can't remember. But there was kind of like a relaunch with that book.
Nice.
And now we have dead air while I bumble and try to figure out what I was searching for while I was doing my IT job at the same time.
Way to go.
Yeah. It happens. It happens. I actually had something to do today.
I know, right?
Yeah. Like, hey, I got to deploy these 2 things while I'm trying to get stuff together for con.
Yeah, I know. Work gets in the way a lot.
Yeah, doesn't it?
See, y'all are going crazy in Hangouts, and I'm like, I have a meeting.
Yeah,
that's not fair.
Yeah, that's what it is. The all-new X-Factor, which looks really good. Peter David's involved in that. And unfortunately, it hasn't been around long enough to have a hardcover collection of.
Yeah.
There are paperback releases for it, paperback collected editions that step ahead in like 6-issue chunks. But that would be a really cool hardcover to get because the art is beautiful in it.
I haven't seen it. I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah, so it may be worthwhile to go hunting for one of those like all-in-one packages that we've seen a few vendors put together.
I call them cubes.
Oh yeah, cubes. Remind me. I'm going to mention it on the podcast in case I run anybody else that like listens to this, and plus for the 2 of you guys too. I need to find Battle Chasers.
Okay.
So I have an idea.
Yes.
Which is going to be beneficial for the entire group.
I'm typing a note right now, but
we have the checklist thing that we just started today, right?
Wonderlist.
Yeah, create a checklist of everything that you want, and that way people can be like, "Oh, found it." Send a text message, starting to hang out. We have the con hangout. We got to use the technology that's out there that we're using on a daily basis.
kind of like how you're not using like the technology of the microphone,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
you can actually get picked up on the podcast now.
Were you talking to it? People can hear you.
But we all create a list of things that we just absolutely must have.
Trash talk me, son.
He finally says something, and we just have to derail him.
Mm-hmm. See how y'all do it. I'm over here checking my Amazon order. I'm about to order.
Well, as
more
you were
stuff.
getting deeper, expressing your thoughts on it, you were moving further away from the mic.
But yeah, there's a number of sites that I've seen that actually allow you to create those lists and stuff. But it would be kind of cool to have one for our little group to share.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I don't know, it's me trying to jump back into all of the stuff I loved in the 90s.
Right.
Danger Girl, Battle Chasers, all those were like cliffhanger imprints from Wildstorm in like the late 90s. All the stuff I love. It's all old and therefore cheap. Like the Battle of Independence book. That one time I think that book was like $600.
Oh wow!
And now it's like $12. So, and there's a local guy. If you're local to Houston, if you happen to remember at all, if you were in private schools at all, you remember the comic book Archangels. Andy Orwella is actually a local Houston guy. Is actually a friend of a friend that I work with, and he did pencils on that book. I think for the first 4 or 5 issues, and he was also featured in the battle for Independence.
Cool.
So kind of cool, kind of a cool feature, kind of cool little aside.
One on a local note, you got the Mach 5 going to be at Comicpalooza. Anyone?
Yes, yeah, for our friends Derek and Penny Smith. Again, it's the money's going to a good cause. Get your picture taken with the Mach 5, and help with Penny's fight against cancer here. It's rough for a kid. And thankfully, someone is willing to put up something for a good cause, and get nerdy with it. Flash back to your Speed Racer love and get your picture with the Mach 5, and it's going for a good cause here.
Well, and you have the link to that on the Facebook.
Yeah,
so
links on Facebook. So go there, and still for right now, thirdcoastnerds.com is directing you to the Facebook page, and it's going to be the post at the very top. So like it, share it, please spread the word, and $5, get your picture taken.
You know what? I'm gonna log in and reshare that on my account.
Do it.
Doing it right now.
Do it. Is that a wrap?
I think it might be.
Can I share this? Can I share this first?
No sharing on the air.
Jeez.
No double
sharing on the air. we need complete silence while we hear you click on something. All right. Well, until the convention, guys, look forward to seeing you all there, and I'm sure we'll be posting our locations at various points on the Facebook page. Already heard from some of you, so come by, check us out. I've already actually linked up with quite a few people who are listening to this, so that's kind of weird for me.
Well, and we're taking a bunch of pictures. We're doing a lot of coverage, so there'll be a lot of updates over the next 2 weeks on our site. So
yeah,
shared.
Oh, well done.
Good. Wow, that took no time at all. See, it's very convenient, very efficient.
It took me less than 10 seconds.
Yeah, we asked you to do that last week.
This is not the first time I'm sharing it. I just wanted people to see how easy it was to share. It's very quick.
All right, guys. Well, until next time.